Hello, I hope you're well. Today is the 2nd of February 2022. Important day in terms of the opening of the portal and the ascension into the 5D as we are doing. And also we are leaping towards this change from the ox, year of the ox in the Chinese astrology into the water tiger, which is much more forthright, much more action. Whereas we've done, the ox is all about working the land, the hard work, the graft, the relentless days. And now it's going to be, things are going to be happening much faster just because of the nature of the animal as well. So let's have a look at the day and just see what's happening up in the skies, because moon is actually in, moon is in Shatabisha today, which is ruled by Rahu. And look at that. How amazing that is as well with Jupiter. And actually, when I did this, we did have like a Gemini ascendant, that creates a beautiful Kajakasari yoga, which is like the greatness of like the elephant, recognition, success, achievement. And it's a lasting one too. So if you have something like that as a Gemini ascendant in your chart, is pretty amazing. These two benefic planets work very, very well together. Moon loves the support that it gets from Jupiter. And obviously for Gemini ascendant, both these planets are very, very good. So it's not just the good two benefics, good planets for this, like Jupiter rules two angle houses, and Moon rules the house of money, second house. When they come together, they create obviously Kajakasari yoga, but they also bring, it's Moon on its own is doing this amazing, what's called like a Dana yoga of wealth and value. And also Jupiter is obviously, by just sheer the fact that there's a 10th lord in the 9th house or 7th lord in the 9th house, it just creates fantastic, strong Raj yogas as well. So it's pretty amazing. So let's have a look and just see what, what we can see, because both of them are actually in Shatabisha, which is ruled, this nakshatra is completely in Aquarius, Sidereal Aquarius, ruled by Rahu. It's highly advanced, technologically advanced. It's very pioneering nakshatra. It's a nakshatra of 1,000 or 100 healers, depending on what text you read. And so when Moon is sitting in Rahu nakshatra, it creates all this a mind that is very, very active about all things to do with technology, forward-looking, expansive, because obviously it's sitting there with Jupiter. Jupiter is very expansive. Rahu is very magnifying. So the energy of the moon will be very massive. It's also going to be a little bit hard to deal with as well, in a sense, because moon obviously is normally up and down anyway. Now it's with in Rahu nakshatra, which is again very up and down too. Luckily it's in a good house, and it's got very good support from, because this helps when it's in a good house, and this is in a trinal house. So but yeah, so it will be a mind that's up and down, always thinking about the next thing, what shall I do? And it could also give it overthinking, because Rahu obviously magnifies everything. And it also puts a little fog on things as well. So it's because it is, you don't really know about Rahu, because Rahu is part of our life that we don't know very much about. North node of the moon, it's the area of life that we have to learn about. So now a moon being in Rahu nakshatra is learning about things to do with technology, also things to do with the 9th house. So it's all about learning, travel, value system, religion, father, travel. So, all those kind of things, classics, history. And moon is obviously getting a lot of very, very benefic help from very strong Jupiter. And that Jupiter will be Vargotama as well. So you can see in the D9 will be still in the same place. So yeah, so it's amazing. And Jupiter is in Rahu Nakshatra. That's a little bit difficult because Jupiter is expansive and Rahu magnifies things. So there's a lot going on in this. Just going to just check and see if I'm recording. Yes, I am, because I think I did a video earlier. I wasn't recording, so nightmare. Anyway, so this is, yes, very expansive. So Jupiter and Rahu together, so it's just so much energy and so expansive. So in the ninth house of learning and teachings, it could be somebody who's constantly wants to read and learn, and once they finish something they're on to the next thing, and it's almost like they forget to apply what they've learned because they're so busy in learning, and the mind is always on those things, you know. So it's amazing. Jupiter likes the ninth house because it naturally rules the ninth house of the natural zodiac, which is Sagittarius. So it gives it good focus there. But generally speaking, you know, it is quite expansive. And just like anything to do with Rahu is an area that we need to work on as well. So it could be, this person could be very much to do with learning and, learning all sorts of new information. And this is the second house ruler, so it's sitting with Jupiter, so it gives really nice speech as well and really blesses the house of money as well. So they will be very good at earning money. And it's also aspecting, two benefics are aspecting the third house. So it just means that this person is also has got a good singing voice, or it's got very generous speech. So it can be very gracious to other people, word themselves in a way that just like is pleasing to others, you know. So they probably will make a really inspirational speaker as type of job to do, because obviously Jupiter is also their 10th lord, aspect in the third house. So they could also travel quite a lot with their work too. Or their mum could be also quite well recognized and well traveled, a very sort of generous lady. So but generally speaking, wherever Rahu is in our chart, we don't have much experience in. So this person, you know, so they have Rahu in the 12th house. So they like to, there's something that they could do, they'll enjoy doing is traveling abroad, and that will just kind of really kicks in their imagination or make them really spiritual too. And so generally speaking, so if you have Rahu, say for example, in your 4th house, for example, so the karma that you have with your mom is a new one. This is a new person. And it could be that you you might have a house in a new new home, or a house in a foreign land, or you like foreign cars. That kind of stuff can happen. Or you're learning about like emotional security, you learn about your feelings, connecting with other people on that deeper level. So for 7th house, it would be somebody who's doesn't know about relationships, and this time it's all about relationship, forming healthy relationships, and so they might need to go through some experiences before they find that. If say Mars is sitting with Rahu, so it just means that being a younger sibling, or you know, dealing with younger siblings, probably something you haven't done before, so you have to be quite courageous and put effort and energy and will into fighting for your toys, being brave, and try to sort of like assert yourself and say what you need to say to your family and your siblings. If it's in the 5th house, it could be that you've never had a child before, so having a child is new to you. Being creative and romantic is new to you. You're new to investments and education. Things like that can be very much the theme. If it's with Venus, Rahu Venus, it obviously is about love, learning about love, self-love. And the person could be, or you could be with somebody who's foreign. Or it could also be that you do all the Venusian things, overdo them, because Rahu is overdoing things. So you are into fashion, but overly into fashion, spend too much money on that, you know, because obviously Venus rules the 2nd house of the natural zodiac. Rahu expands that. Or it could be that you overdo your makeup, you're overly sort of like, you know, overly doing the makeup, that kind of thing. So let's have a look at what sort of things are auspicious on a day where moon is in Shatabisha. So it's good for any contracts, business dealings, recreation, meditation, yoga, tai chi, rejuvenation, improvement of health, generally speaking, because it's about 1,000 healers. It's good for travel, visiting seaside, sexual activity, land and property deals, education and learning, buying of a new car, starting new medication, media events and technology. And it's inauspicious for marriage, starting a new job, childbirth or fertility, buying new clothes, jewelry or cosmetics, socializing generally, lawsuits, arguments, negative action, as you just get the result of that negative action comes back to you. So these are the things not to do when moon is in Shatabisha. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you soon, and just going to do another video for you.